The Unforeseen Reckoning. Chapter 1, The Insult. In the bustling metropolis of Vexra Prime, where the skyline shimmered with crystalline spires and hovercrafts zipped through the air, a High Chancellor of the Harnaxian Empire sat in his opulent chamber, surrounded by the vibrant colors of alien flora that filled the air with a sweet, intoxicating scent. Chancellor Kronos was not just a leader, he was a being of immense power, revered and feared throughout the galaxy, yet, for all his might, he was still vulnerable to one human's careless words. The incident had occurred during the Grand Gala of Galactic Diplomacy, a lavish event attended by dignitaries from across the universe. Kronos, adorned in his ceremonial regalia, had been enjoying the festivities when he encountered a human named Marcus Hale. Hale, bright-eyed and clearly intoxicated, had made a jest about the Harnaxian's height, laughing loudly as he referred to the Chancellor as the tallest mushroom on a dying world. The laughter of his companions had echoed through the hall, and Kronos's face twisted with fury. To be mocked in his own domain was an affront too great to bear. Rage bubbled within him, and he resolved that this slight could not go unpunished. He summoned his advisors, a cadre of glimmering, ethereal beings who floated around him, their forms shifting like shadows. Kronos's voice, smooth yet commanding, echoed through the chamber. I require an assassin, a killer of the highest caliber. This human must pay for his insolence. Chapter 2, The Hunter. In the underbelly of the city, a far cry from the opulence of the gala, the name, Shade, struck fear into the hearts of many. Shade was a top assassin, a figure cloaked in mystery, known for completing the most impossible contracts. When Kronos's message reached him, Shade was intrigued. The idea of hunting a human was novel. They were known as fierce combatants but rarely as targets for an assassin of his expertise. Shade met with Kronos in a secluded chamber, a place where the walls pulsated with energy and the air crackled with tension. Shade, a tall figure with a lithe physique, wore a mask that obscured his features, revealing only his piercing eyes. You want me to kill a human for a minor insult? He inquired, his voice low and steady. Kronos nodded, his eyes glinting with malice. This is no minor insult. It is a matter of pride for my people. You will be well compensated for your services. Shade considered the offer. The payment was substantial, and the thrill of the hunt was a tempting prospect. Very well, he replied after a moment. I'll take the contract. Chapter 3, The Target. Meanwhile, Marcus Hale was living a quieter life than most. Once a top special agent for the Earth Federation, he had retired to a small cabin on a remote planet, far from the intrigues of galactic politics. That he had hoped to escape the violence of his past, but the scars of battle ran deep. He spent his days fishing by the serene lake and tending to the small garden that surrounded his home. But peace was a fleeting illusion. As the sun set over the horizon, Marcus felt a disturbance in the air, an instinct honed by years of training that he had left that life behind, yet the shadows still whispered his name. Chapter 4, The Encounter. It was a quiet evening when Shade arrived on Marcus's planet. He had tracked the human with meticulous precision, studying his habits, his routines, and his vulnerabilities. It was easy to approach under the guise of night, his stealth skills honed to perfection, but as he crept towards the cabin, something unexpected tugged at Shade's instincts, a sense of familiarity with the aura surrounding the human. As he stepped into the clearing, he found Marcus sitting by the lake, the last rays of sunlight casting a golden hue on his weathered face. Shade hesitated, recognizing the man who had once been a shadow in the Federation's covert operations, a ghost of a bygone era. Marcus Hale was a legend, a warrior who had faced insurmountable odds and triumphed. This was no mere human, this was a death-worlder with the heart of a lion. Shade's heart raced as he dropped into a crouch, weighing his options. This wasn't just a man, this was a seasoned veteran who had fought against the galaxy's most formidable foes. Marcus was not an easy target. Chapter 5, The Confrontation. As Shade contemplated his next move, Marcus suddenly turned, his gaze piercing through the darkness. Years of training kicked in as he instinctively reached for the weapon concealed beneath his jacket. Come out, assassin. I know you're there, he called, his voice steady. Shade stepped forward, revealing himself. You're a difficult man to track, Marcus Hale, he said, his voice smooth and confident. But I've come for you. Marcus narrowed his eyes. I have no intention of dying today. You're in over your head. In that moment, the assassin and the agent became entwined in a deadly dance of wits and skill. Shade lunged forward, but Marcus was quicker, rolling to the side and drawing his weapon. The two engaged in a flurry of motion, the sounds of their struggle echoing through the tranquil night. Chapter 6, The Twist. Just as Shade thought he had the upper hand, Marcus employed a tactic he had mastered long ago. That he feigned weakness, allowing Shade to catch him off guard, then launched a counterattack that sent the assassin sprawling. As Shade struggled to regain his footing, Marcus had the opportunity to speak. "Why are you doing this?" Marcus asked, his voice steady despite the chaos around them. "Kronos hired me to kill you for an insult," Shade replied, panting slightly. "It seems absurd, doesn't it?" Marcus chuckled, a sound that was both surprising and disarming. "You're right that it is absurd, but it's also a mistake that if Kronos has sent you, he doesn't understand humans." As Marcus spoke, Shade's mind raced that he had trained under the harshest conditions, fought against the fiercest opponents, and yet here he was, questioning the purpose of his mission. "What do you mean?" Shade asked, intrigue piquing his interest. Chapter 7, The Alliance. "Kronos is a fool," Marcus replied, rising to his feet, his weapon still trained on the assassin. "You think I'm just some drunk human? I've faced entire armies and lived to tell the tale. Killing me won't bring him respect. That it will only ignite a war." Shade paused, considering Marcus's words that he had come to kill a man who seemed to understand far more about the galaxy than he had anticipated. "What if I don't kill you?" Shade proposed, the weight of his contract suddenly feeling like a burden. "How about we team up instead?" Marcus suggested, lowering his weapon slightly. "We can teach Kronos a lesson he won't forget, show him the true strength of humanity." Shade blinked, taken aback. "You think we can take down a chancellor?" "I know we can," Marcus said with a determined smile. "If we combine our skills, we can outsmart him, but we'll have to act quickly." Chapter 8, The Plan. What unfolded was a surprising alliance. Shade and Marcus pooled their resources and knowledge, devising a plan to confront Kronos directly. In the days that followed, they trained together, merging Shade's stealth and assassination skills with Marcus's combat expertise and tactical acumen. As they prepared for their confrontation, Shade learned more about humanity, how they thrived against adversity, how they forged bonds through struggle. Marcus, in turn, discovered the complexities of the Harnaxian Empire and the political intrigue that governed it. Chapter 9, The Showdown. The day of reckoning arrived, and the duo infiltrated Kronos' lavish palace. Cloaked in shadows, they moved with precision, evading guards and security measures. Kronos was in a meeting with his advisors, unaware of the storm brewing just outside his door. As they approached the chamber, Marcus exchanged a glance with Shade, a silent agreement passing between them. They burst through the door, weapons drawn. "Chancellor Kronos," Marcus called, his voice echoing through the room. "We have a score to settle." Kronos' eyes widened in shock, his regal demeanor faltering as he grasped for control of the situation. "You dare to invade my palace?" Shade stepped forward, a glint of determination in his eyes. "You sent me to kill this man for a petty insult, but today, we turn the tables." Chapter 10, The Reckoning. What followed was a battle of wits and wills. Kronos summoned his guards, but the duo fought valiantly, their combined skills proving to be a formidable force. In the heat of the moment, they managed to corner Kronos, keeping him at bay. "You've underestimated humanity," Marcus said, his voice steady as he held Kronos at gunpoint. "Respect is earned, not demanded." Kronos' expression shifted from shock to fury. "You think this is over? I am a chancellor, you will pay for this." "No," Shade interjected, stepping forward. "We will not kill you. Instead, we will expose your weakness to the galaxy. The empire you built on fear will crumble if you continue down this path." With a signal from Marcus, the chamber was filled with the data feeds of the galaxy, broadcasting their confrontation to all who would listen. Kronos' reign of intimidation was laid bare for all to see. Chapter 11, The Aftermath. As the broadcast ended, Kronos was left powerless, his authority shattered. Shade and Marcus stood together, having forged an unexpected bond through their shared struggle. Who would have thought? Shade mused, a hint of a smile forming beneath his mask. A human and an assassin teaming up against a chancellor, quite the story. Marcus chuckled, the weight of their victory lifting his spirits. It just goes to show that respect can come from the most unlikely of alliances. As they exited the palace, the world outside buzzed with excitement. The galaxy had been set ablaze with tales of their defiance, and Marcus, once a mere retired agent, had become a symbol of resilience. Shade, having completed his mission not with death but with unity, felt a newfound purpose. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, proving that even in a galaxy filled with danger, the bonds of friendship and respect could transcend even the most profound differences. Epilogue. In the aftermath of their victory, Marcus and Shade became renowned figures across the galaxy, celebrated for their daring act against tyranny. They embarked on new adventures, teaching others the value of respect and understanding. And as for Kronos, his reign, once marked by fear and intimidation, crumbled into obscurity. The Chancellor learned a valuable lesson, that respect, once lost, is far more difficult to regain than any title or throne. Thus, the tale of the High Chancellor, the assassin, and the retired agent became a legend, echoing through the cosmos as a reminder that true strength lies in unity, not division.